Mm.
What?
Speaking of people being rigid,
Uh-oh.
before we get out of here, I want to share an experience about me being rigid and acknowledging that I was being rigid and that I was wrong and that I'm actually excited about seeing this film. So the preview came out, and I guess this would have been a segue because we were talking about Disney and She-Hulk or whatever. But Disney put out the preview for the new Little Mermaid, right? And don't do that. Don't do that
I just
because
don't know which direction this is gonna go because I've heard this off mic and it got pretty crazy.
I'm not gonna say MAGA, the new MAGA, make Ariel great again. I'm not gonna say that. But I will say this. When I first saw the preview
Uh-huh.
and I saw her
Okay.
as Ariel,
Uh-huh.
I was immediately turned off.
I know.
What the
I
fuck
was there.
is this?
Yep.
Even though I knew for years that this was going to happen, not because I have some sort of, insider into Disney, but they made
Yeah,
mention
we've been talking about
that
this
this actress was going to
pre-pandemic, I
play,
think.
play this role
Yeah.
years ago. And when I first saw, I was like, yeah, go for it. And then there was a whole topic about not that we had, but there was a whole conversation about Ariel and why she shouldn't be black. And it's like, well, she's a mermaid. She doesn't exist anyway. So what difference does it make what color she is? And then that young lady does kind of look like she could kind of swing any kind of way to where she doesn't just look like a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I just said it twice and it doesn't really illustrate what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I first saw it, I was like, ugh, I don't want this. I want white Ariel back. I did. I did. Make Ariel great again. I did.
I know. I was
did.
there. I know.
I did.
I was horrified.
I was very disappointed. Like most people, I saw it and I was 100% turned off.
Most people? There's a group of people.
Everybody.
No,
I know it's a lot of white people. But come on. I was upset at it.
You're the only black person I know who has a problem with it.
Because you know what? I'm the only black person that's going to say what
No,
the fuck.
I think black people would say it if they felt it.
I don't know. I think a lot of black people are pussy and they're afraid to say some of the things that I say. And you know why? You know why? It's because if you say something that goes against the grain.
What's your problem with her? Or
With
what
being
was
black?
your problem? No. Well, I don't think it was being black that was your
No.
issue.
You talking about her eyes being too spaced apart?
You had a problem with her.
Yeah.
I don't think it was so much that you wanted to bring white Ariel back.
Yeah.
You had a problem with who they chose.
Yeah.
Not because she was black.
No.
You don't find her very attractive.
No.
So you feel like Ariel should have been, if they were going to make her.
Listen, but the number one reason why I said that I want white Ariel back is because in that moment I was just being rigid. I didn't want change. I wanted what
do you care? It's
No.
the Little Mermaid.
I'm telling you, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
That this is a common human trait. People don't like change, right? People want things to be the way they are because that's what made us comfortable. So even though I never grew up watching The Little Mermaid, it wasn't a thing that was on my list of Disney movies to watch. But I knew of The Little Mermaid, right? And I want to say I did see it once or twice as a kid.
I'm sure everybody's seen The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. But as I looked at it, I go, only because, not only because, but a large, a big reason is because I was not okay with the change in that moment. And then as I sat with it and I thought about like,
This
why?
is what you sit with?
Yes, I
These are
do.
the
I
things you
sit with
sit
some of the
with?
things that I decide with because I don't want to just be that person this is how I feel and this is how I'm going to feel until the day I die. And I just die on this hill with this idea.
No, I get it.
Right? Unless I've thought it out. And then sometimes I do think it through and then I go, no, I'm going to stay pretty solid on my stance with that. So there are times where I do sit and think about something and I go.
I just didn't know this was one of those things you were going to sit with.
Yes, everything. Because I was like, why was I so upset?
Triggered.
Exactly. Besides the fact that her eyes are a little bit spaced apart, but that's a her thing. So I don't want to make fun of her because I don't. And maybe it could have just been the water effect that was doing it. I don't know. I have to go back and I have to look at it again. But as I said, I was like, you know what? I'm okay with it. It's a fictional character. It doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a phenomenal film.
It's probably going to be great.
Because it's Disney.
Right.
And it's just recreating the story that we already know and love.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That everyone knows and loves. So everyone that's going to watch this thing is going to get past it. But what's going to happen is it's going to take getting past it. It's going to take actually seeing it and going, you know what? I'm actually okay with this.
Right.
Because initially, I think people are, and I know there are some people out there that just don't like it because she's black and they're racist or bigots or whatever you want to call it. So I do know that there are a healthy amount of people out there that do share that idea. But I want to believe that the majority of people that originally gave pushback to this and still might be giving pushback to this more so has to do with the idea of something changing.
Mm-hmm.
Something changing. Because now you have to reprogram in your head how something looks. I even do this with books that I read, and then those books turn into movies, and then they didn't cast someone that looks like the person that I imagine in my head. Mm-hmm. So when I see this, I'm turned off. I'm upset about the movie. Yeah. Not because the movie's bad, not because I don't like that actor, not because I think that, you know, what I thought was better, but I guess in that moment I did think what I thought was better because I imagined in my head. So me seeing this and accepting this means that I had to accept change. And most of the times when I do go through with it and I do watch it and I go, you know what? I'm okay with that. And then I'm reprogrammed to thinking of that's what the character now looks like. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
As opposed to what I originally envisioned. So I know. It's funny, and I'm trying to have a serious moment. Okay. I really am. I'm trying to have a serious moment. I didn't get on here and I didn't get reckless.
I know.
I didn't do any of that.
I know.
But change. People, change can be great. Sometimes. Not all the time.
And then we have to think, like, what's the downside? If you're not coming from a racist perspective, what's wrong with Ariel being black? What's wrong with that? Like, I think it's a beautiful thing because this is the first time that we're going to see a Disney princess look completely different in a remake. Like, this hasn't happened. On top of the fact it's the first time that we're going to see an important Disney princess, a black woman, play that role. Because, yes, there have been Hispanic Disney princesses and black Disney princesses, but not Disney princesses that matter.
You feel like Ariel matters?
Ariel's a huge deal. The Little Mermaid is,
I don't know.
For little girls, the Little Mermaid, it's like, she's a big deal. Okay. She's like Cinderella or like all the other princesses. Like, nobody thinks of what was her name? Tiana. You don't even know what movie that is, probably, because it wasn't a big deal. So, like, but she was a black Disney princess, but nobody wanted to be Tiana for Halloween. And she lived in the bayou. It was a whole thing. Like, that's what they did. Like, that's the black Disney princess that the world got. She didn't have a dad. But that's what I'm saying. No, I think she did have a dad. I don't remember. The point
Which is messed up because most of them had dads. They didn't have moms.
Well, that's a Disney thing.
I know. But if she didn't have the dad.
No, I think she did have a dad.
Okay.
I don't remember. Maybe she didn't. I don't remember. I think I said that out of like reflex, but no, but I think like, good for little black girls. They get an important Disney princess. And I think that's great. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Can I say something foul now? Oh, God. Niggas love white people's sloppy seconds.
Yikes.
We love it. I hear what you're saying, and I think it's progressive, and I think it's great. Get a black princess, even though she's got a fish bottom. It is what it is. But it would have been really nice to have seen that from an original character.
Well, that's why I said we've done that.
And it didn't work.
And it's not as big of a deal because there are your classic Disney princesses that already exist.
Oh, I got it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
There's already,
classic.
They add, which is what I'm saying. The Tiana was one. What's the name of that movie? The Princess and the Frog. The Princess and the Frog. She was the black princess. There might have been another one. And I know there's been a Hispanic one, which I can't even remember. But I'm saying like classic ones that everybody already knows that are stories that have just been around for a long time. Not new ones. Those don't tend to stick the way, except for probably Frozen, but...
Yeah. Well, I'm happy.
Well, I'm glad you had a change of heart.
I did have a change of heart. All jokes aside, I did have a change of heart.
You came a long way.
I did.
You did.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
I wanted white Ariel. I wanted white Ariel.
I know you did.
But but primarily because of the change.
And I wonder now, little girls who are gonna see the Little Mermaid for the first time. Like I think about like our daughter. She'll probably watch the new Little Mermaid first. And then we'll be like, oh, you know there was an old Little Mermaid? Like what I wonder what that's gonna look like for her in her mind. Like would that look weird? You know what I mean? I just think it's interesting. Not in a bad way. Yeah, but I'm just saying like this is what's gonna be. This is who Ariel's gonna be to her.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if these younger kids, if they're not really even, and I'm not talking about the ones that are, you know, that are seeing race. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like your city kids or, you know, suburban kids that are around other ethnicities. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not even seeing.
No, I think I understand what you're saying, but I think I see what you're saying.
And I'm not trying to cape for white kids. I'm not trying to do that at all.
I'm just saying there's something about seeing a princess and not seeing yourself in her. And because these princesses are beautiful and the idea of a princess is such a like a little girl's dream, right? But they don't look like you. So what does that do? When you want to be, you know, Cinderella for Halloween, like you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like I think there's something powerful in seeing a princess that's a big deal and being able to like relate to what she looks like.
You went in a slightly different direction,
right? But that's what that's where I was coming from when I brought it up.
So I went to the different direction.
No, I know. But I just think there's something that could be powerful in that for little girls and how they see themselves and what they identify as like princesses and beauty and, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Very progressive Disney. And we're seeing this across the board. We're not just Disney, but we're seeing it in other things. Like, for instance, that new Batman film. Commissioner Gordon is a black guy, which he was always portrayed as a white guy. You know, just different things where we're seeing more people playing roles. And I'll be honest with you, even when I look at those roles, and maybe I'm just enjoying it differently, but I'm just seeing, okay, this is a good actor portraying that role. Good on them. I'm not looking at it as, I can't even look at it. She's Black Mermaid. You see what I'm saying? Like I know for a fact that my reaction while watching the film wouldn't be the same as my initial reaction to seeing the trailer. I don't know.
And if it's not a good movie, is it going to be because she's black?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. You better believe this movie better stick all the landings. Because if it is not a good movie, it is because she's black.
Right.
Not, yeah. But that's not my.
No, I know.
That's not
I'm
my.
just saying the argument.
That will 100%. But I feel bad for that young lady that picked that role. Good God, I'm sure she's getting paid lovely, but
Yeah,
there's
that's gotta
gonna
be
be
a
a
big deal.
lot
She's a
of
fucking Little Mermaid.
I don't even know her name.
I
What is
don't
it?
either.
But she's a artist, right?
I don't know where she comes from.
I see. We're just old people.
I don't
But yeah, if it doesn't do well, it's because she's black. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's rough. Like the first black Batman, be a bad day. I'm okay with just keep the race the same. When it's all said and done, even though yes, rigid and change, and I know I said all that stuff, but no. But if they did make Ariel white, like if it was never announced that it was going to be a black woman
Well,
playing
no.
that
Well,
role,
all the other princesses have remains in the
I wouldn't have thought
remakes. Yeah,
anything of it. I would have
nobody
never said,
does.
well, why
No.
did they make it black?
No, I
I
don't think
never
anybody.
think
Yeah.
that way about any role of any iconic character that we already know and love. Now,
Mhm.
if it's a new character that's being put out, even then, I don't go either way. I'm just enjoying a movie. I don't look at it and go, "Damn, that'd have been better if a black person played it." You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I don't do that. And it's not because I care for white folks or anything like that. I'm just enjoying the film for what it is.
Yeah.
And truth be told, if black people wanted to make those movies, and they'll just make those movies.
Yeah. I was seeing some of the outlandish things that are being said about this black Little Mermaid.
Ooh, share.
And then we're just clearly just stupid racist things where it was just like, oh, well, how would black people feel if, a white man played Malcolm X or a white woman played Rosa Parks? And people were like, what the fuck are even, it's not even the same thing. Those are real people
Yeah, that it's
and real moments in time and history. This is a fucking mermaid.
Yeah, it's a little different.
And then like some of the, what was it? It was like, what, hold on, I have to pull it up because I have to do it justice if I'm going to say it.
Yeah, see, when I hear things like that just rubs me the wrong way, only because it's almost like you're certainly missing the point. Like mermaids don't exist. They're not real. Ariel is not real.
So people are like, what? Like,
yes,
that's not even.
she was originally created back in what year? I don't know, but originally created.
Why not? It was like anything else. She's a story that turned into a movie.
Correct.
And people were saying even in the book, she was a white mermaid. Oh, this is it. It says, so after all the Africans y'all threw in the ocean, y'all surprised a mermaid is black.
Who's that black person said that shit?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't think it works that way, boo boo.
But
yeah. People are wild. People just enjoy the movie or don't. If you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. Whatever.
Right.
It is what it is. Listen, regardless of what anyone says, that film is going to do numbers. Disney's going to make their money.
And I'm sure it's going to be great.
It's
going to be great.
Yeah, but if it's not.
But it will be.
All right. You ready to get out of here?